Okay, to be honest with you, this is probably the most underrated advice any pre-PT can get. Are you nervous about PTCAS applications opening up? In this video, I'll share with you the steps that you should be taking right now to get your PTCAS application ready for physical therapy school. Hey everyone, my name is Nyasha Malika and I am your pre-physical therapy guide. Stay tuned to my channel as I'll be sharing with you all the tips and tricks that I use to get into my top physical therapy school. Applying to physical therapy school can be stressful, but don't worry, I'll be sharing with you all the steps that I took to prepare myself for PTCAS applications opening up. First is gathering all your transcripts. Although PTCAS does not let students, the ones that are applying, directly hand in or paper draft transcripts, what you can do is prepare them. So for me, and I know many pre-PTs, you probably went to a junior college and then transferred into a university. Or you could have gone to university and then went to a junior college to finish up prerequisites. Whatever situation kind of fits your bill, I always suggest students get logged in to whatever platform that is. Some students haven't logged into the university platform in maybe a year or two, so being able to access your transcripts with ease and without confusion, without panic, is something that I think is really important. So make sure that you're able to log into those platforms, that you remember your username, your password, your student ID number, things like that are things that you want to have documented, have in place, and know them before PTCAS stress and timelines even start. Along with getting access to those university sites where you can order your transcript, online by the way, I would always suggest finding out how long it takes for the university to actually send the transcripts. So some universities are 3 days, some universities are 7 days, some are 2 weeks. So find that information out so that when PTCAS opens, you at least have an accurate timeline as to when PTCAS will get it. And just know and understand that PTCAS also takes time to process it. So that's an additional time. So as usual, apply early as possible. And that is one of the steps that you can do so you can solidify that you are applying fairly early. I know for me personally, I attended college classes while I was still in high school, and then I went to a junior college, and then I went to university. So I personally have a bunch of transcripts that I needed to make sure and gather, because you need every single transcript from the time that you started college. You need every single transcript to send into PTCAS electronically before you can submit your PTCAS application for physical therapy school. Next is researching the schools that you plan on applying to. So depending on how early you start your PTCAS preparation or how soon you've seen this video, you should have your top 3 schools kind of prepared and researched. Having your top 3 programs already in mind really helps hone in your energy and your exertion of where you're going to get organized. Having your top 3 programs in mind really already helps with your organization and where you're putting your energy. Because if you think that you're going to be applying to 50 schools, of course your energy is going to be going into 50 different directions. So honing in on your top 3 programs definitely helps your methods of preparation for PTCAS. What do you feel is your biggest hurdle as a pre-PT applying to physical therapy school? Leave a comment below. Alright you guys, so my level of organization the second time I applied to physical therapy school was sky high. The first time, honestly, I wasn't prepared for the mental endurance it took for applying to a doctorate level program. So get organized. I actually had a whole folder that was dedicated to just PTCAS stuff when I was trying to figure out what schools I wanted, things of that nature. And I also had an Excel sheet, love Excels, Whatever is comfortable for you personally, try that method and just really stick with it. Seriously, get organized. Okay, to be honest with you, this is probably the most underrated advice any pre-PT can get. This right here has to be an absolute gem of advice that most pre-PTs overlook, and that is reaching out to the school. I remember when I first applied my very first round to physical therapy school, and everyone was, giving me advice. I was asking for advice, and everyone was like, make sure you contact the school and reach out to the school. And I was like, I want to bother them. Here, just take my paperwork and tell me if I'm in or not. Like, I don't want to bother and harass people. But it's not bothering and harassing. It's reaching out. It's getting your name out there. It's inquiring about the schools. I know there's certain schools that I honestly reached out to. Didn't want to go after I spoke with some of the faculty, some of the staff, and there's nothing wrong with it. Not saying that that is a bad school. It just wasn't a fit for me and what I was looking for in a program. And the great thing about reaching out to the schools is honestly, you find out a lot of stuff that is not listed on PTCAS. I know this was one of my friends' biggest frustrations, is they would call the school, get information, and sometimes it would not be what PTCAS said. And so getting that information directly from the horse's mouth, because remember, PTCAS is just a platform, and they change certain things, they give you a better insight as to what admissions is looking for in an applicant. Think of the whole process of applying to PTCAS and physical therapy school as like a big, super long job interview. You can apply to a bunch of places, but where are you going to put your energy? Where are you going to inquire? Where are you going to try and get to know the culture and the environment of the program that you're trying to get into? You wouldn't, just send in a job application and never actually talk to anybody, right? Or if you don't, honestly, you can't be mad if you don't get the job because they don't know you. They only see what's on paper. And so getting that human connection, I think, is really important. Not only just to, like, quote unquote, put your name out there, it helps you too. You can find out things about the school and they might not be in line with what you want. Start brainstorming some essays. Essays definitely take up a lot of time. So I would suggest that you go on the individual school's website and see if they posted their essays beforehand. Some schools keep them pretty much the same from year to year, and these are the supplemental essays that I'm talking about. PTCAS essay, well, we don't know what it is until PTCAS opens. Although PTCAS essay does not get released out to the public until PTCAS itself opens up, what you can do in preparation is start brainstorming and start figuring it out from now when there's no pressure, and so that when PTCAS comes, you can kind of have an idea and a flow for your essay. Last but not least is get your letters of recommendation. Although PTCAS requires an electronic submission of letters of rec, you can approach the physical therapist, the teacher, the supervisor that you are asking the letter of rec from ahead of time, so they have ample time to actually make the letter for you. If you have any additional questions about observation hours or the process of applying to physical therapy school through PTCAS or other means, hit me up, leave a comment below. I'd love to come help you guys out. Also, join the Facebook community that I was telling you guys about for pre-doctor of physical therapy students on Facebook. They also post, really great tips. They answer questions, things of that nature, and I'll leave that link below. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel so you can stay in touch with all that pre-physical therapy students need to know while applying to PTCAS.